Pisces. How are you? Welcome. This is a general reading for all signs for the full moon in Pisces. Now it's a blue moon because it's a second full moon in a calendar month. That's kind of a fun fact, but to me, this full moon is really impactful. I love a good full moon in Pisces because I love the whole letting things go, things dissolving, right? I love the release during a full moon in Pisces. But we have something happening with this particular lunation that I want to bring to your attention. So I got my notes. It's happening at 7 degrees at Pisces. So you want to find where 7 degrees at Pisces falls in your natal chart. What I am talking about is the house placement. Just the house placement. Doesn't matter if there are planets there. Doesn't matter if your sun's there or your moon's there. Doesn't matter if you're right. We just need the house placement because that's the area of life that this storyline is going to unfold in. This particular full moon is illuminating something in your life that you are meant to see or that you need to see. Right? Something that you don't want to look at. Something that you might have been ignoring or putting on a back burner, perhaps. Here's why. Because Saturn, retrograde in the sign of Pisces, is sitting at 3 degrees right now. Moon at 7, Saturn at 3, that's considered a conjunction. Really powerful energy. This is strong karmic energy. Saturn is the great teacher and the lord of karma. And the moon is our most, vulnerable parts of ourselves, our most intimate inner self, our emotional selves, sitting there with Saturn there, taskmaster Saturn. And Saturn, because he's retrograde in Pisces, he's kind of processing. He's processing. So this moon is illuminating what Saturn's processing. And normally Pisces is about, because it's the last sign of the zodiac, it's about completions, endings, things closing out, things being removed or released or dissolved away. So there may be something that you're kind of holding on to or that you haven't wanted to deal with and that you haven't paid much attention to. And Saturn with this full moon is like, the floodlights come on and you're going to be forced to look at it. And because Virgo is, the sun is in Virgo right across the way, we have the competition of the luminaries. Virgo is analytical. Pisces is intuitive. Virgo is the realist. Pisces is the dreamer. Virgo is cerebral. Pisces is emotional. That's the dynamic. That's the polarity that's playing out here. And Saturn is right there in the mix. So Saturn in Pisces is in essence showing us our energetic responsibilities. Something we need to take care of, something we need to manage, something we need to complete, close out, something where there's like maybe some loose ends that need to be tied up. Give that some thought. Always connected to the house that's playing out in your life, right? Where is that happening in your life? So for me, 7 degrees of Pisces is 8th house. Serious stuff. So this full moon will highlight what Saturn in Pisces is requiring you to show up for, okay? And to not have your head in the clouds about. Saturn in Pisces, right next to the moon, is grabbing us by our little full moon ankles and yanking us down to earth. And Virgo sun is saying, very good, stay on task, okay? So there can be some significant karmic signatures for a lot of us, some big soul lessons for some of us. Saturn can be where we have to go it alone sometimes, but Pisces says, trust yourself, you got this. So there are some things we may need to be brave in facing on our own and releasing with grace and gratitude. That comes into play in our love relationships as well. So It applies. It all applies. There is a seriousness with this lunation, guys, and it does bring us back down to earth, but we are tasked with trusting our intuition. Saturn says, okay, we got some stuff to take care of. We got some stuff to wrap up, but you can do it. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust your inner knowing. Be responsible with your energy. Be responsible with your intuition, says Saturn. Be responsible with your spiritual gifts. And Virgo is all about responsibility in terms of the daily tasks of life. Mind, body, spirit, wellness, right? Focus on you. So, yay, this is a full moon where we really get to kind of look at ourselves and like, am I taking care of myself? Have I put myself first as a priority in the ways that really matter and have significance, right? Because if I don't, karma's going to come around and bite me, you know where. It will not be fun. So this is the full moon that's illuminating stuff like that. Okay, so that's what I want to share. I'm just going to keep it to that because it's pretty heavy duty. And I don't want to scare people off, but don't forget, I got my notes here too. We're in the retrograde parade. We got Mercury retrograde, Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, and Uranus just stationed retrograde today. So there we are. We're in the thick of it, and we're having a full-ass super blue moon in Pisces. Oh. Yeah, are we having fun yet? Okay. So let me jump in and pull from Queen of the Moon Oracle to activate the reading, and then we'll do some tarot. I hope that spoke to somebody and got someone's attention, because it got mine, for sure. In a good way, but in a come to Jesus kind of way. Ooh, I like this. Okay, very interesting. We have card 17, self-reflection. Ooh, my goodness. I love this. Self-reflection. That is... be curious about your own nature. That's good. Choose to turn inward to quietly contemplate who and what you are and want. The more you know about yourself, the more you are able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why, yet be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. Both scientists and spiritual practitioners believe there is much benefit to be had in self-reflection. The process involves us thinking about what is happening, how we react, and make sense of it. That's the moon, of course. It exposes our strengths and weaknesses and gives us information to make changes if we choose to. It gives us a small respite in the busyness of life and allows our brain to make some sense of the chaos we experience each day. As self-reflection is something we all would benefit from doing, why don't we do it? First, self-reflection requires us to slow down somewhat and turn our awareness inward, something that does not come naturally to some and especially not the highly extroverted. Starting small and maybe getting assistance with someone else as a guide can solve this. Second, some people are not sure exactly how to self-reflect, and so don't try. To change this, examine the various ways to self-reflect during a regular 5-minute recap of the day as you commute home or before dinner. Sit quietly and think about all that has happened and your reactions to it on this moon and every moon cycle. Record how you feel each day. There are many ways to self-reflect, and one of them will suit you. Third, some people self-reflect, but when they do, they don't like the feelings of vulnerability, anger, guilt, or even defensiveness this incurs. Why go there when it isn't pleasant? Here is where we grow our self-responsibility. Thank you, Saturn. Short-term pain will certainly be worth long-term gain if we do not ignore the elephant in the room. A regular practice of self-reflection allows us to intercede before problems get too big. We can, for example, catch ourselves before something gets way out of hand. We can apologize and make amends to someone for our mistake. We can catch negative patterns and stop them in their tracks. The theme of this moon, of which this is the first, is the process of self-reflection and building resilience. So this is really talking about a waning gibbous moon. So that would be right after the full moon. So literally the day after, so the 31st or the 1st, we're in that it's waning, it's getting smaller. But I still feel this is a good message for the full moon we're going through right now with Saturn sitting there. Time to be self-reflective, time to be sure we're not ignoring important matters, that we're not in avoidance or denial. Pisces rules denial. Good message. Okay, so I'm going to do a modified Celtic cross, and I'll give you my general impressions, and then we'll do clarifiers for the details. The extended, there's a link in the description box in the first sentence that will take you to the extended, is all signs, Aries through Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, for both you and your divine counterpart. And we will pick up the themes of this full moon in that reading so that you get a little bit more of a personal, deeper dive for those signs and placements. Here we go. Hello, Pisces. Hi, Priestess. Yes, there's our intuition. What's crossing us? Queen of Wands. Well, what do you know? So the Queen of Wands, I mean, I feel like with the Queen of Wands in the challenge position, it's about personal empowerment. That's what I'm seeing. About trusting that we have this magical, mystical quality and not like almost relying on it more heavily in a way that overshadows our intuitive gifts, right? There could be a little bit of a clash here, is what I'm trying to say. In unconscious awareness, Page of Cups. In the past, Knight of Wands. 5 of Pentacles in our conscious awareness. So yeah, some personal sense of empowerment. 10 of Swords in the near future. King of Cups. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Wow. Okay. So it looks like the 10 of Swords is the release of a painful ending, something that may have been dogging you for quite some time, something you may be waiting on an apology for. Page of Cups, right? Knight of Wands. This could be energy of a situation or a person that's been in and out, in and out. 5 of Pentacles, leaving you sort of feeling devalued on some level, which is why this Queen of Wands is in the cross position, because maybe we're feeling a little disempowered around that. And the 10 of Swords is where we are in this full moon, letting it go, right? Spirit's talking to us about some emotional availability or the lack thereof with the King of Cups. In the hidden energies, the 2 of Wands. This is a path being chosen. And then the outcome is the 3 of Wands, the ships coming in. So the 2 of Wands is sort of that moment of, what do I want and what do I need to set in motion so that it arrives? The 3 of Wands is the exact next card. It's the ships coming in. It's the result of the intention setting and the path being chosen. So we'll see whose energy that belongs to. Look what we've got. We've got the clarifying deck that goes with the Light Seers Tarot. It's new. It was just released. I just got it. It is fabulous. So let's look at the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. Oh, beautiful. The Sun, the 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Yeah, we're stuck in the past. We're sitting here stuck with some disappointments, feeling disconnected. Maybe this, remember, is the High Priestess here. So with the High Priestess there's some energy of separation, maybe not feeling connected to your inner knowing, your intuition, feeling very stuck, can't access a sense of happiness, something that you feel has been lost to you, but it's a focus. We're stuck in the past. 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. And that can be very disempowering, especially because we can't feel, we're not feeling safe and protected in our vulnerability. That's the message of the Sun. So I love that we have the Sun here, which is now right now in Virgo, and we have High Priestess Pisces, which is where the Moon is for this lunation. So that feels kind of aligned. Let's see the Page of Cups in unconscious awareness. The Fool, King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Okay, so in your unconscious awareness, it's like if this person came around and just showed up for you, right? We have the Page of Cups, you know, with some kind of message from the heart, something sincere, something that rang true, something that let you know that you're on their mind, you're in their heart. If they showed up for you, King of Pentacles, in that way, with some measure of sincerity, I think you would just take that leap. And that Knight of Swords underneath is about clearing the air. To you, that's what you're ready for. You're ready to take the chance. You're ready to risk it all for love, but not unless or until this person shows up and speaks from their heart. Something believable. Something that you can take to the bank, as they say. Knight of Wands in the past, so this is the in and out of it all, I feel. Eight of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, Tower, yeah. So this is something you've been trying to work out. I feel like this is something you've been working through with this person, probably for quite a while. 3 of Wands, waiting for something to change, maybe anticipating some form of change, and instead Tower, right? It's just unsustainable. Trying to work through something with someone who isn't available or is only available when it's convenient for them, or when it, you know, the spirit moves them, as they say, it doesn't feel good. It's like you're constantly in expectation mode, which is not a good place to be. And I feel like that's why we're sitting here in conscious awareness with this 5 of Pentacles, feeling devalued by the whole situation, rejected, abandoned. Ugh. Nine of Wands, of course, High Priestess again, and the Death card. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is like a personal reading for me too, guys. 5 of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands. I feel this is you saying, oh, hell no. I'm not going to be dismissed. I am not going to be disavowed. I am not going to be devalued. Nope, I know who I am. I am following my inner knowing, my connection to the divine. I am in a phase of growth, change, and transformation. Like the phoenix, I will rise again. I am feeling that energy of your dignity. It's about your dignity in this moment. That's why this Queen of Wands is in the cross position, because that's the challenge. Is rising up. Gosh, I even posted that. I want to say I even put that in the social media part. On my channel, there's a community tab, and every Sunday I do a Happy Sunday post. And that's what I said. There's something rising up in us, and that's what I'm seeing here, because it's been a real challenge. And we have the High Priestess with the Queen of Wands in this disempowerment energy. And now I see this High Priestess with the 9 of Wands, the oh hell no card. I'm not giving up. I'm not letting go. I'm persevering, because you're going through this phase of growth, change, and transformation. And yes, there is something to release with the Death card. This is the perfect time for this card to come through, for this full moon in Pisces. And the fact that it lands right there as a clarifier to the High Priestess is a little bit of extra confirmation. So let's look at the 10 of Swords going forward. closing out a painful cycle. Yeah, I'm feeling some third party energy here. Again, third party doesn't have to necessarily be a person. It can be whatever is coming between you, right? So it can be distance, it can be obligations, it can be responsibilities, and it can be work, it can be family, friends, other people in the mix that kind of whisper in your ear and tell you, well, maybe that's not the right person, or they shouldn't have said this or done that. You know, it's gossipy. So I'm not talking about necessarily a cheating scenario, but for those of you that are dealing with a third party on any level, I'm just giving you that confirmation. There is going to be an end to that. We have the Ten of Swords with the Three of Cups. The Four of Swords is a healing card, and underneath is the Three of Pentacles. So it's the two cards that are threes that are leading me to feel there's an ending coming. There's something that's closing out that's caused you a lot of pain. It has come between you and this person, and you're going to move through it, and you're going to heal. And then we see the King of Cups. That's the message from Spirit. So let's get that. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Queen of Cups. So now we have the King and Queen of Cups. Spirit's talking to you about taking things slow and being prepared for some potential reconciliation or a coming, some kind of a triumphant energy coming through with that Six of Wands. In this particular deck, she's center stage. She's getting all the adulation of the crowd, right? The Wreath of Peace, though, is what I'm focused on here for you. The Wreath of Peace is talking about that meeting in the middle and a win-win outcome. And there is triumph in that. There is victory. It's a victory card as well. But I'm looking at the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Definitely a lot of love here, and something unfolding very slowly, deliberately, more methodically. The Knight of Pentacles, this King of Cups may come toward you very slowly, but with a plan to show up and to hang out and to stay and to have your back instead of leaving you feeling so rejected, devalued. This will be that moment of truth when you come together and you have to forge an alliance of sorts. And you'll need an open heart to do that. So that's and it's so true. I feel like this is you taking a stand against whatever it is that's interfering in your connection, whatever or whoever. And I think when you take that stand, Nine of Wands, and I know the Nine of Wands is more about perseverance, but if you look at this particular card, she's giving some very strong side eye, and I wouldn't tangle with her and tell her that she can't do a thing or two. I wouldn't do that. So that's why I'm saying taking a stand for your own self-worth and value, laying down the law, healing from the release of something that has caused you a great deal of pain. And then Spirit says there's a way to work through that. There's a way to kind of find some kind of win-win outcome. In the hidden energies, maybe your King of Cups here is choosing their path. Let's see. Four of Cups. Yeah, because as a star and the Hanged Man. Really interesting. I feel like this person, whoever this King of Cups is, who's probably also, the one causing all the upheaval, very unhappy without you, very unhappy, very sad, very disillusioned with the emotional distance between you. And they're choosing to follow the cosmos. Let the stars guide them, the star coming through. This is like, they're not going to lose hope on this situation. They're choosing a path. They're following their true north. They are going to be prepared, though, with the Hanged Man to sort of wait for the enlightenment. So this is someone who's kind of lost in their own sense of, well, how did this happen? Right? You know how you have that moment where you're sitting there, 4 of Cups, like, what just happened? This person is realizing that they missed an opportunity. Okay? They took you for granted, or whatever the situation is, and now they're choosing a path that's a little bit more ascendant, right? They're keeping hope alive. They're trusting that the universe has their back, will grant the wish, and the Hanged Man is, and they're going to wait for the enlightenment. So this is not something that's going to happen in an instant. It is coming in slow. Remember, Knight of Pentacles, and this person is absolutely open to receiving guidance. This is Neptune, which rules Pisces, and Neptune is very close to the moon as well, also hanging out in his the sign he rules of Pisces right now. I didn't want to go into many details with Neptune for this lunation because Saturn seemed more important, but he's showing up here for a reason. So let's see the 3 of Wands for the outcome. Oof. Yeah, I kind of feel like with the Hermit energy here, this is talking to me about Virgo's energy, the Virgo sun. It is about the self-reflection, the introspection, the taking the time. It is a little more solitary. And remember how I said that in this lunation, with Saturn there in Pisces, we kind of have to go it alone. And Virgo's a lot like that too. So with the Hermit coming through, strong Virgo energy, it's like as you know, we're waiting for our ships to come in, we have to kind of check in with ourselves. This is about really looking inward. What would make us happy? Where would we find that sense of joy and optimism, emotional fulfillment and contentment? 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. 7 of Swords. Well, we can't live in denial. We cannot avoid realities. Okay? So while I'm seeing something coming toward you, which is wish fulfillment, I am also seeing in the background and unconscious awareness that thought of, yeah, I have to deal with this head on. And if I'm dealing with someone who's avoidant, that isn't going to make me happy either. So whoever is in the energy of the avoidant one, and it could be both of you. There's a whole lot of us out there where we don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. We don't want to deal with that thing that we know if we bring it up, it's going to be a whole big deal. But things aren't going great the way they are right now. And you're starting to take a stand for what you want so that you can rise like the phoenix. And you're preparing to let go of whatever that third energy is in the mix that is leaving you feeling sort of discarded, disposable, rejected, abandoned, forsaken, devalued, all the things I said earlier. That's what you're kind of releasing through this full moon and what you'll be healing from going forward. And then Spirit's telling you this person, whoever this King of Cups is working out what he or she, it's not a gender-based thing, what opportunity they missed, and choosing a path that brings in wish fulfillment, dreams come true, the hope. So that's really beautiful, but I do feel like whoever it is I'm talking to here, you're going to be doing a lot of self-reflection on what does happiness look like, when it arrives, how will it feel, and what will it not be. Okay, so that's what I have for you. This has run pretty long. I'm going to give you the astrology, and then we'll go over to the extended. So we have the High Priestess is Pisces. Queen of Wands is Aries. The Sun is the Sun, but it rules Leo. We've got Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The Fool is the planet Uranus, which just stationed retrograde. That rules Aquarius. King of Pentacles is Taurus. We've got the Knight of Swords is Gemini. The Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. The Tower is Mars, which is sitting in Libra, rules Aries. The High Priestess is out a second time. I already said she's Pisces. Death card is Scorpio. King of Cups is Scorpio. The Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. The Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. The Star is more Aquarius. The Hanged Man, as I said, is Neptune, which rules Pisces. The Hermit is Virgo. Wow, guys, we did it. Big reading today, okay? So that's what I have for you. The link to the extended is below. I'm going all around the zodiac, and we're going to look at the themes of, right, intuitive versus analytical in your connection. What are we holding on to a dream with, and what are we releasing that's in the way of that dream coming true in our relationships? Thanks for joining me. Full moon blessings to all. Bye for now.